Here we are actually talking about a new release. So this is episode 152. Again, I've said before when it comes to covering new releases, we will only do it if we know we want to talk about it, or if surprisingly we want to talk about it. This is the latter. I wasn't expecting to do this one, or at least not this year. Might have decided to do it next year.
I was in the opinion that we were probably going to do it next year at some given stage, but...
yeah, but alas, here we are. In August, film came out last month. Still making a few pounds here and there.
Just a couple of quid.
What? $1.6 billion?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
insane.
what?
That's insane.
Is it 1.6? Yeah, it is. $1.665 billion.
That's insane.
This is going to beat No Way Home. I didn't think that was going to happen.
So
this might actually hit 2 billion.
What does it have to be? I mean, obviously it's got No Way Home to beat. What is the... surely Endgame still holds
after
it.
that,
Surely Endgame still holds it.
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, this was the highest opening weekend gross for the US and Canada, and second highest worldwide, only beaten by Endgame on the latter. Which, I mean, I'll come out and say it. I know we're both probably got very similar feelings to this movie. I absolutely love this thing. Like, I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. I did not think it would make this much money. I didn't think.
I
thought it's gonna be.
With... Well, you see, I've just learned from Marvel films that if you go in with high expectations, you kind of just get a kick in the bollocks. So I kind of just went in with like, I'm going to try and enjoy myself, really. I'm not really going in with high expectations. I'm not expecting a No Way Home scenario again. I don't think I could tolerate another one. So, yeah, it was really damn surprising, actually. And... I can't believe I'm actually saying it, really, because it still just doesn't feel real, actually. But this might be my favourite Spider-Man movie. Live-action one, anyway. Not, we're kind of putting
I was about to say...
the other two ones away, because they're not live-action.
Yeah. No, I think it's... I said exactly... I mean, granted, at this minute, I can't get onto Letterboxd. It's dead at the minute. I think I did say that I usually keep the Spider-Verse movies very isolated, and by default, they're probably still the best. Because of how creative
overall,
it is.
The last one, which I think was Across the Spider-Verse, that is like the best Spider-Man film ever, full stop. But if you're going with strictly live-action,
yeah,
I would have said at a time, probably...
Spider-Man 2.
No Way Home. And then when I just got sick to death of seeing it, and trust me, this previous rewatch of it was a bit choring, to say the least. I probably would have said, like, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was probably my favourite one. And then when this came about, I was like, okay, brand new day is a brand new favourite.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I remember thinking to myself, we all worship at the altar that is Spider-Man 2, which goes to show just how brilliant that movie is, especially when I saw it on the big screen a couple of years ago for the first time, and I was like, this has no right being as good as it is. Like, I mean, I always really liked that one. Then I ended up coming out of that one thinking, yeah, this is just a masterpiece. It's not allowed to be this good. This movie, I think for me, I don't think I had the same experience as I did with No Way Home, at least in the cinema, in terms of like the big grandiose sort of everyone's cheering and like, you know, everything like that. Very American sort of audience.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't have it. I think from what I remember writing when I did my re-review for No Way Home the other day, that movie very much exists in the moment, and it can't quite escape that moment. You can't do it again.
Yeah.
This movie will age really well. In the same vein as Spider-Man 2, I think this one can be put on in 10 years, and it'll be suited absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm also will happily say this is the best live action one, which is such a relief, to be honest, because like, we've done well with speaking about the MCU movies that we actually do like, the last one being Thunderbolts.
Yes.
Which was also a bit of a surprise.
It was.
That one has no right being as good as it is.
Given that, like, every other film up to then was, a film. It was indeed made.
Yeah, but I think as well, as I shouldn't have been worried with this one, because, I don't know, I mean, I doubt you were keeping too up to date with stuff behind the scenes, at least over the last couple of years for me. Tom Holland has been very vocal about, he wants to do another Spider-Man movie, the studio does, but he's no longer in that contract because he finished it up with No Way Home.
Yeah.
And there was, I'm going to have to paraphrase, but he likened the moment he was in very much with like the famous line, with great power comes great responsibility. He now has the power to say, I'm not going to do this. And the studio legally can't stop him. And he's now having to deal with the responsibility of this character he now is basically in control with. And I'm like, You've got it. And I do actually believe him when he says he'd only do it if there was a story worth telling. And we've gotten it, and I absolutely see why.
Yeah.
Because this was absolutely worth the wait.
I think so.
Speaking generally, of course. I think we'll just get straight into spoilers, to be honest, because
he can't contain himself any longer.
Immediately, I will say there wasn't much in the way of surprises, because I think the big thing, which we'll talk about in a bit, it'd basically been leaked ages ago, and just the usual thing of everyone saying, oh, this person isn't in this movie, or this isn't in this movie, and blah, 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 because that's the era that we're in. We need to know everything beforehand, and it's like, just enjoy the film. Like, just look forward to seeing it.
I don't understand this obsession with like leaks and things like that. I just don't get it. It's just gonna ruin it for you, and then it ruins it for other people as well. It's just like, I think, get a life.
Yeah, that's just the kind of thing you've got with.
Like, just wait for the damn thing to come out and then go with it. Like,
because it's like,
I just don't get it.
Yeah, because it's
like all that stuff when No Way Home was coming out, and like the amount of stuff that was getting leaked, it was ridiculous. And therefore I think it did actually ruin it in ways.
Yeah, for sure. Even though I think the stuff that they were suggesting, you still thought in the back of your head, no, they're not going to do this, because that just sounds really expensive, salary-wise.
But I just think people like that have absolutely no life. And it's pretty sad, actually.
Yeah. The first thing I do want to address is, I think, the thing that everyone's always wanted, especially from the Holland era of the Spider-Man movies, which I still thought myself they might not do, considering how successful No Way Home was making a smaller sequel. And I'm like, you actually had the balls to do that, like, well done. In this case, going for your more street level, the stakes are personal, but not super high. It's not the end of the world. It's not even really like the end of New York City. It's all very personal stakes, and I think for a lot of people the immediate assumption was, well, we'll just do the multiverse again. And I think even Holland had said that there was a version of the story where it was multiverse, and he was like, this is terrible, not doing it.
I think the multiverse stuff just needs to be put on hold for a long time, because
let's face it, it's wrapping up like this year and next with Avengers redo. Yeah, this is the first time in a Spider-Man movie in years where you've got something as simple as just Spider-Man swinging through New York.
I've missed that.
The last time we had that technically was in Infinity War for about 11 seconds when he's chasing Ebony Maw as he's spinning on his rock. That's a really bad description of the scene. There's other things that play
on
that
his
one.
rock, like,
but
you're kind of making it sound as if the guy's on a spinny chair, but he's got a spinny rock, and he's just...
I like that idea. Just as an image, I think, yeah. But yeah, so basically the last time we saw it was in 2014, which admittedly, as we said before with Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't like that movie, but Christ, the swinging scenes in that are absolutely brilliant. Like, they might still be my favourite. I don't know, this is getting very, very close the more I think about it. But we haven't seen Spider-Man swinging around like this for a very, very long time, and God is it missed. Especially with potentially the best Spider-Man suit. I don't know, because again, TASM 2, as has been referred to as by Tom Holland, that suit is still
I don't know if I have a favourite one. I really don't. I don't know if I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say, because I think the amount that Andrew Garfield could emote with the TASM 2 suit, and it doesn't have, like moving eyepieces. But this one, I love the fact that they keep him in the suit. Like, for most of the movie. Like, he'll just have entire conversations with people in the suit. And I'm like, thank you. Because I know the immediate feeling is, well, we're paying Tom Holland the same capita as like, an entire country, so we'd best take the mask off. And I'm like, no, like, keep it on. That's the whole point of Spider-Man. He's meant to be anonymous. You're not meant to know who he is. Complete with the scene that I knew you were going to absolutely love, because I completely forgot that Florence Pugh was going to be making an appearance. Did not think it was going to be in a sauna. And he just keeps everything but the mask on. I was like, yep, I like this.
Because she,
But also, it's
even
logical
she's
for like a
just
spy. She's actually been really, really
you've
logical
took
with this.
everything else off, bar the mask. It's like, well, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of anonymity. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
love
like,
that. To be honest, I really
it's kind
do.
of my
I think
thing,
that's
being anonymous.
yeah, but no, that's exactly who the character is, and it's the kind of thing with the MCU. Like I think even James Gunn weirdly had talked about it a couple of years ago on, I think it was Michael Rosenbaum's podcast, where he spoke about how there wasn't anyone in the MCU with a secret identity until Spider-Man, and I was like, shit, that's a good point. There wasn't a single one, because like End of Iron Man redefines it by saying, no, it's me. The end, and you're like, this isn't how it works at all. But with Spider-Man, that is the whole point, and you see the ramifications for it in the previous movie, which I still like. Like, I will say, it's still a really, really good movie, but it has not aged very well. And I do miss anonymity, like, suits the character, as well as the loneliness, because it's very much like that classic thing for a superhero, where it's like, yeah, you can have all these amazing powers, but this is everything you're going to lose. In this case, losing yourself, which is literal in this case, because you've got him mutating into more of a spider than a man, which... Did you ever watch the 90s animated Spider-Man show? I think it was on Fox. They have an entire, like, I think it's 3 episodes where they do the man spider thing from the comics, so he does become a giant, like,
Arachnid,
monster spider thing. Yeah, and I'm sat there thinking, yeah, I know it's going to freak out the kids, but also they did it in the 90s and it was absolutely fine, and they weren't allowed to have a proper gun. They couldn't even say they're going to kill Spider-Man, they're going to destroy him, but yet they can have a giant spider chasing people in it, and I'm like, yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, I mean, did you ever think that they were actually going to go full on, let's turn him into a proper mutant monster, or did you think, no, we're going to keep it sort of...
Honestly, it was probably one of the biggest surprises to me, because with every other one, it's just sort of like that every other Spider-Man has always just been Spider-Man. There's never really been this whole, like, suppression of the arachnid side of the power. So if that goes too high, the arachnid side of him comes out, the side that he doesn't have control over. I've always... I don't hate it, but it's needed. I think it's needed so much. I mean, we've had loads of Spider-Man films, and it's always just been Spider-Man. Never like, oh, actual man-spider now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give credit to the Holland movies. They've all felt quite distinct in terms of how they've approached Spider-Man, but it's also never felt too traditional.
But Far From Home, because it's pretty forgetful.
Bar the ending.
The ending's the best part.
Well, yeah. You get the bit because you have Bruce Banner pop up, not quite as a mentor sort of thing, which they've done with all these Holland movies, which I do quite like. I've always liked that as an idea because he's a kid, but now he's becoming an adult, so you need less of a mentor. There's a great moment when Peter goes to Banner and he's like, is there a way that you can sort of suppress certain bits of the mutation, the bad stuff? And even he's like, how would you decide which one's good and bad? And I'm like, yeah, again, thank you. Like, you've absolutely nailed this, especially when you're talking to the Hulk, who is super cool. Like, I've seen enough memes of people being like, this is how Disney done the Hulk, this is how Sony did it, and I'm like, don't ever say that Sony did a better job.
Yeah, please
because very rarely does it.
Please don't.
I was like,
don't give them any more ideas. They got far too big for their boots when they decided to just do other Spider-Verse adaptations, and every one of them was absolute travesty. Don't give them any ideas, guys. Don't.
Nah.
Please.
But it's the kind of thing with this movie, and this is a weird complaint I've seen from some people, where it's like, this feels less like a Spider-Man movie and more of like a Spider-Universe movie. And I'm sat there thinking, all you guys did, and all we did for years, is criticize all these Spider-Man movies for feeling so isolated, where he's like the only superhero on the planet. We all want him to be part of a bigger universe. That's why you chuck him in the MCU. You get this movie, which absolutely leans into that, because you've got Spider-Man, you've got the Hulk, you've got Punisher, you've got Jean Grey, you've got Black Widow, you've got everything, and you're still complaining. I'm like, this is still absolutely a Spider-Man movie. And I think to the people saying that, oh, well, Jean Grey shouldn't be in it, they're both mutants. Well, yeah, so they absolutely should.
And, well, it's just, there's just no pleasing people. Oh my god, the Punisher. Yeah, right. John Bernthal as the Punisher is like the best thing since sliced bread. I will not
here's the
take
thing.
any notice of anyone say anything else. The series was brilliant, and
I didn't watch it.
in this, he's
to be honest,
really good. To be fair,
Yeah.
really good. Violent.
nah, they do. They do a really good job of not sanitizing because he still swears to high end for a PG-13. They absolutely deal with it.
I actually wasn't expecting it to be like explicit. Not that I'm
God,
complaining,
I was.
but
Yeah,
I
thought-
kind of didn't think it was going to be. But then again, it's this actor playing the Punisher. I sort of knew where this was going to go, given his like background in film. So I was just like,
it's the
this
fact
this guy
that-
is going to swear his head off.
Yeah, and there's only so many times that you can web up his mouth before he like does anything too explicit, which I love. I did briefly think, is that how they're going to neuter him every single time he starts swearing? He just gets spun with a web, which I'd be fine with, honestly. But it's the fact that like even the Punisher debuted, as far as I know, in a Spider-Man story, which I think is great. It's nice to have them both together because it's it's a pairing that shouldn't work. And it's funny as well, that's two movies I'd seen consecutively in the cinema, brand new, that feature Tom Holland and John Bernthal, because they're both in the Odyssey as well. And they're both great in that as well. That's a different conversation. But I love having the two of them in this movie. I think it's great. And honestly, even the last bits after he gets out of the hospital.
I love how it's two polar opposites of characters as well. It's like the dispute they have when they're doing the thing with the armored tank, and it's like, not everything can be solved by a gun. He's just got this arsenal just ready and willing.
No, exactly. Yeah, I think this absolutely proved that I'd be happy to watch a Punisher film, like totally. Even if it's PG-13, you've proved you can do it.
I'd watch a Punisher film. Oh, I don't know if I'd watch it if it was PG-13, because I think you have to make a Punisher film violent. You couldn't do it as a PG-13. It just would not work. It'd be like watering down. It'd be like it's like watering down like a horror film.
I think for me,
like a remake of a horror film.
I think what it has proven though, and I think because this is still rumored, I think as of when we're talking about. I mean, we're recording this obviously after all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, and there's still a rumor floating around that Deadpool's going to be in Doomsday. This has proved that you could actually still do a PG-13 Deadpool in that movie and not make it feel sanitized. Like, yeah, it's a completely different rating, but you can still make it work. I think this has proven that, you can actually do it, even though he should not be in it. There's no reason for that at all. It just does not work. But
if they put Deadpool in an Avengers film, it wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm sure even Ryan Reynolds said, no. They probably won't do another movie, like, with him as a focus. He should be as part of an ensemble, but even Avengers might be kind of reaching. I don't know. It's...
Yeah, I think in that thing, you're right. It'd be reaching, it'd be playing with a fire that just would not get put out.
Absolutely.
It would be horrendous. It'd probably be hilarious, but it wouldn't be a good film.
For sure. I think the other thing I was worried about before we get onto the villain stuff is how the movie would deal with the end of No Way Home, which I still think the ending, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense when I think about it, like with all like the spell stuff, it's nice to put. It's one of those weird things to say. It's better when Peter Parker's lonely, because that is kind of the point of the character. And it's almost like a reset kind of for the character. But you've also got no one remembering who he is, including MJ and Ned, who are still going to be in the movie. And you sat there thinking,
how is it going to play out?
Yeah, because I think the immediate thing that I thought was they better not retcon it. They better not. And what they do, actually, I think is actually quite beautiful. Save for the Ned thing at the very end, because I'm still sort of like...
I'm very mixed on that, truth be told.
It's like a muscle memory sort of thing, as opposed to a literal memory, but I'm like...
I don't know, maybe I'm warming up to the idea, but I think with the MJ thing, it's tragic, actually.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, because by all accounts, like, I think that's why, I mean, I love the ending for Spider-Man 2, where she's like, like, to hell with all your rules and stuff, just let me, like, if I'm happy with you, just let me make that choice, and I'm like, I like that. They do a sanitized version of that in Amazing Spider-Man 2, which... even though it's a better relationship, still doesn't really work. Here, what they do is great, because they do a monstrous thing with having Jean Grey pretending to be MJ, which is, like, genuinely the definition of cruelty. I think, like, because even I was sat there during the movie. I could see other people, so I look and thinking, oh, so she actually remembers.
Oh yeah, it leads you into this false hope. And to be honest, I fell for it. I did. I fell for the damn
I did
thing.
as well, because I thought, oh, for God's sake, that was quick. It was one scene. But no, then you realise it's Jean inside MJ's mind. I'm like, oh, you absolute prick. It's like, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Like, genuinely, that was actually like very rarely do I use monstrous as like a reaction, but genuinely, that was really, really cruel.
Because he hugs MJ, and then you're like, okay, this is like really sweet actually, and it's like, I see why she likes you, and then it's like, oh shite.
It's like, oh, how dare you?
Oh shite.
No.
Oh.
And the crux as well with the letter, which I like that they keep it from No Way Home, because I mean, I love the fact that at the end of that movie, he doesn't actually say anything. He's like, no, I've hurt you enough. I'm gonna. But he's still pining, which of course he does. He's in love. But I love the fact that MJ does find the note and is like, she loves you, not me. I don't know who you are. So let's just leave it at that. And I thought, that could be harsh, but it's not. It actually, that's absolutely how it should play out. Because,
pretty damn brutal, but it's actually...
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that, like, that they didn't just do the whole thing of like, oh yeah, like she suddenly remembers. I'm pleased it didn't go that way. I'm actually pleased that there is some consequence to it. Tragic as it is.
As well, yeah, because I think especially if you had basically amnesia for that entire section of your life, and then suddenly there's a letter that reveals all this, and you're like, I don't know how to process this. Like, I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. That isn't how you should. So I mean, I'm sure it'll do something with the two of them. I mean, for one, Tom Holland and Zendaya are together, literally. So, which is why their chemistry's so good. I think this is the best chemistry they've had, to be honest, and it's ironic because they're not together at all. Because I mean, Zendaya's been a bit of a slow burn, I think, for me when it comes to this character. Because initially I was like, whatever. And to be honest, say what you will about Far From Home, I think they are actually quite sweet together. Especially that last bit on the bridge. I think that's actually, it's not allowed to be cute, and it just is, and you're like, bugger off. Like,
can't remember it, to be fair.
Oh, shut up, Dan.
I can't remember anything about that film, and that's why it annoys the crap out of me.
Mysterio's cool. Anyway, moving on. Yes.
It's just got an army of bloody CGI.
Moving on, Daniel.
He's far from cool. That should have been called Far From Cool, is what the film should have been called.
No, so the other bit to talk about, of course, is the villain, that I don't understand if it was necessary to hide it. Because they didn't do it very well, because everyone knew about it even before the first trailer dropped, which I thought was quite funny. Of course, we've got Sadie Sink of Stranger Things fame, playing what is now, technically by default, the best depiction of Jean Grey in Marvel movie history.
Yes.
And the options are pretty limited. Because you've got...
Sophie Turner and Dark Phoenix was great, to be honest. I mean,
Film's
her
crap, but yeah.
You know, she was great as it. Famke Janssen, is that the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Look at you and your pronunciations again. Yeah. Getting that on a t-shirt at some point.
she was alright, but yeah, Sadie Sink is like the best of it now, I must say.
Look, I think as well, like, the problem with doing this character in previous X-Men movies is that there's almost like this feeling of we have to do the Phoenix stuff. And I'm like, you don't. Like, give us a reason to care.
It seems to be the go-to thing.
And all they do is...
And I don't know why.
Yeah, and all they do is just make her a ticking time bomb, and that's it. There's nothing... I mean, granted, I don't know the comics, so I'm going to immediately, like, I don't...
Well, I just go with, like, every time they do a Phoenix thing, it's just... it's just her going, Akka.
Yeah. That's about it.
It's like, okay, this film made her go really Akka, and now we want to make her go, like, really super duper Akka. Mm-hmm.
And I know the whole point is, like, make her like a misunderstood villain. That is kind of the point, because it's like, you know, like, this thing is overtaking her mind. This isn't the first time we've had her as the villain, per se, but it's the first time where, you know, she's clear of mind, and the whole thing hinges on her looking for a sister. Which, actually, I love. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this. How she spends the entire movie looking for VMAX. and you think, oh,
Yeah.
there's going to be this like super cool serum. It's gonna like whatever. It's literally just
I was expecting like some super soldier mutant serum
Yeah.
or something like that. No, it's actually really horrifying.
Yeah.
VMAX is the name of the ventilation that her sister saw before she died. I was like, oh,
I was like,
Jesus, that is...
Oh my god, that's actually like genuinely, that's really brutal, and I love that.
I say she should have just killed the guy, personally. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I think what I will say when it comes to if I had any issues with the movie, which I don't really have too many, it's the fact that when Peter's like, Jean, you're not a killer, and he's like, well, first of all, she threw someone in front of a car. They're not living. If they are, they're inside out.
They're very unalive.
Yes, exactly. You've got even like the threat of throwing MJ off the roof again. Like, she absolutely is capable of being a killer. There's nothing wrong with that, but that was sounding weird. Because yeah, this character is dealing with a humongous amount of trauma, and that is the best kind of villain to have alongside Peter, who's also going through his own form of trauma with like almost losing his alter ego, basically, which I love with the. I mean, what do you think on the music? Briefly, before I go back on to Jean.
I like it.
I like the music that plays over the credits, because I know the composer Michael Giacchino said, because he still uses like the theme that he's used in the other movies, but he deliberately removed a few notes to sort of highlight Peter losing bits of himself as well. And I thought, you're being too clever with this, Michael. I appreciate it, but can you stop using a bit of sense? Because I'm not used to this in the Marvel movies of late. Again, except for Thunderbolts. Both these movies, both featuring Florence Pugh, weirdly enough.
Well, it just goes to show anything with Florence Pugh in it is going to be fine.
Except for Midsommar, which I haven't seen yet.
Right, I will not take this kind of slander. You know, it's fine for me shitting all over, far from cool, because generally that is just rubbish, but I will not hear the slander against a film you have not seen yet.
What about the new Evil Dead of a franchise that I'm still not that big on?
Well, Florence Pugh isn't in that,
Not
so
yet.
it's not relevant to the conversation.
Evil Dead Pugh. I know full well you would absolutely watch that and immediately just like, it's 5 stars.
Oh yeah.
Because she's in it.
Yeah. It could be an absolutely terrible film, but 5 stars because Florence Pugh.
Oh god. But yeah, so
Soon as that sauna scene happened, this film was a 5-star film.
I didn't think they'd do it, to be honest. I love it. I think it's great.
See, I thought it was going to be a post-credit thing, but it's not.
Well, because I'd forgotten up until just before the release of the movie, and Kevin Feige was being like, "Oh yeah, you'll see it before Doomsday." I'm like,
I'm just glad that Yelena is actually back into Marvel now, because she's such a great bloody character.
I just wasn't expecting to love her as much as I do, because I was not big on Black Widow as a movie. I thought it was pretty naff, but she was the best thing in it. I
think it was Thunderbolts that just set my love for that character, because I was just like, oh my god, I just want to help you, man.
No, to be honest, I think even someone else was saying this. We're in like a new era when it comes to third acts in superhero movies, where like the 2010s was like the big beam in the sky. 2020s is dealing with trauma.
Yes.
And that's how you beat the villain. I'm like, cack, you're kind of right. And you know what? I don't even hate that.
Why is that office a sauna, though? I'm just really like...
No reason why not.
I mean, as far as like inconspicuous goes, I mean, it's pretty damn good.
When you think about it for being like a Russian spy, I think it's
that's
really
kind of why
genius.
I went with like the whole thing of like it's just the last place you'd go looking for a spy kind of thing. It's
exactly.
Like your office is a sauna, literally.
But I think
you're literally doing all the spy work while you're in the steam room. That is just brilliant.
But I think as well, it's meant to be deliberately off-putting for Peter to make sure that he's being truthful with everything he's saying. I'm like,
yeah.
Again, you don't need to give us a proper reason, but I appreciate you doing this. And again, it's like this and Thunderbolts last year, genuine like love put into this movie. Like, and again, especially with Jean as a character, which I know the director, Destin Cretton, who did Shang-Chi, which I remember quite enjoying, to be honest.
I've
can tell how much
seen it once, so I really would need to.
Yeah, I think I've seen it maybe twice. And you can tell how much he loves the character. And I know people have been ragging on oh, I'm glad that Destin's doing it and not John Watts because he's a terrible director. He's not. He's just not visually that interesting.
I wouldn't say he's a terrible director, but compared to the director of this, every director has their own visions for things, which I think people forget.
Yeah.
And when it comes to characters, some directors do have more of a thing for characters over spectacle. It's just fact. It's been going on since the dawn of cinema, so...
No, exactly. I think, especially with this one...
Well, I'm pleased that they made Jean Grey into someone who you think is the villain at first, and then isn't, because every other time it's just, oh yeah, Phoenix, terrible, bad, she's going to blow up everything. No, it's understandable as to why you would see her as a villain in this, and then you actually realise you're really just not the villain, actually.
No, absolutely
Your revenge
not.
is very, very damn justified.
Yeah, I think for me, there is a genuine sense of tragedy.
100%.
And even though I wasn't...
Which is something I really just didn't feel like happened with that character in the X-Men films.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And I love the fact that
it was all just Logan.
Yeah,
I mean Logan was brutal. That hurt.
I didn't have that on the schedule at all
until Deadpool and Wolverine, where it was turned into a comedic sketch.
Yeah, that one hasn't. Anyway, no, I think for me there is like a proper sense of tragedy, and to be honest, I think the bit that I was surprised at was the reappearance of Marissa Tomei as Aunt May.
Yes.
Which, to be honest, I think is great. I think that was a nice little bit to have. Because I think for me, I think it's really sweet that it's not Peter that can give Jean the advice that she needs, but it's actually Aunt May. I think that's actually really sweet. It's a bit silly when you say it out loud, but I'm like, actually, in the context of the movie, I really like it, because I think even... you even see it on Aunt May's headstone, even in the last movie. It's like, when you help one person, you help everyone. I'm like, yeah. That's great. It's obviously, I mean, I don't even say it, because it's exactly the same as when they bring back Cliff Robertson as Uncle Ben in Spider-Man 2, in that weird sort of like dream state in the car.
Sequency thing,
which still, I think...
It's an odd one, that one.
Yeah, well, it was even that one when I saw it at the pictures, and I was like, that's actually... making me tear up when he's like asking for his hand and he's like, no, I'm not Spider-Man anymore, and I'm like, crap, stop it, like, how dare you.
Stop breaking my heart, damn you.
I mean, yeah, this movie didn't break my heart like in ways that No Way Home did, but it's not designed like that.
Oh no, it put me in the feels,
for sure.
though, which is what I always want out of a film like this, is if I feel the motions, then it's done a good job. If I haven't, then it's done a terrible job.
And that, for me, does have, like, a lot of my favourite moments in the movie, is just, like, how well... I mean, for one, the action, which I haven't really spoken about, so much of this is in camera. It's crazy, and I love it. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
And especially, even though I haven't played the Insomniac Spider-Man games, I've watched playthroughs of both when they came out, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. Like, that's probably still the best Spider-Man stories you can get, to be honest. And you see a lot of inspiration from that, like, even just in some of the ways that, like, Spider-Man moves. The fact it's in camera as well, and they're doing it, and I'm like, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's
the best looking movie they've done with this character.
It's nice to see that.
Easily.
Oh yeah, I'd say.
Which is, frankly, amazing to say out loud after, like we're 24 years after Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie, and I'm like, you can actually find a way to do it better than how you did before, and I'm like, I'm actually quite shocked. Because you kind of ingrained to think, oh, well, you can't do better than Spider-Man 2. You can.
Well, turns out you can, actually.
I mean, both are brilliant for different ways, but, like, Spider-Man 2 is very much of the mid-2000s. It's a bit silly, but that works for that depiction of the character. This is the best that this character has been, especially in the MCU. And like I say, I think in terms of just like the movie in general, I think it works so much better than I thought it would have done. It's mental. Like, it has no right being as good as it is. I mean, is there any particular highlights for you in terms of your favourite bits? No.
Well, to be honest, probably just like when... like all this like inconspicuousness, and then it just turns out that Elena has an office in a sauna.
I didn't you say that.
It just got to me so much. I just found it absolutely hilarious. But I'm just like, do you know what it is? That is absolutely genius.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great seeing Elena back, and because Elena's just such a great character as well. So if Marvel could just have Yelena in like every other installment now, I'd be happy. I know she's coming in Doomsday.
Sounds like
yeah,
someone's
she'll probably
worried.
be the highlight of it.
No, they'll probably not kill anyone off at the end of Doomsday. They'll keep it for Secret Wars.
If they dare. No, I would also say Scorpion making a return as well.
Yeah, actually. Even though there's...
Just nice to see other villains, like, outside of the main guys, I guess.
I don't even mind the montage at the beginning where he's just taking a lot of them out. Like, I know people were mad about Tombstone. I'm like, no one is that interested in Tombstone. Can you shut up? Like, you're just not that interested at all.
Definitely the Punisher getting his, like, a bit in a film as well, as opposed to a TV. I mean, there are previous Punisher films, but they're nothing. They're just not worth anything, really. So, and, I knew that I was going to really like John Berthal's portrayal of the Punisher from seeing the series. So I was just like, yeah, I'm on board for this. 100%. And I love the chemistry between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Completely polar opposites. It's like not everything has to result in you killing somebody. It's like, well...
Yeah. No, but I think it works.
I mean, like, his whole thing is just guns. Like, he's the Sylvester Stallone of Marvel. Everything can be solved with guns and ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just look at when Bruce's suppressor is damaged and he goes full-blown Hulk. He's just got, like, a bloody MG. It's like, you're not doing anything, but you distracted him, so well done, you.
Yeah, I'm sure there's, like, a line of, like, what exactly are you going to do? Are you just going to tickle him? I thought, Jesus, Peter, like, how dare you? He's not going to do anything else.
That made me laugh.
Yeah.
That made me laugh out, yeah. But no, there's just a lot. And again, I love that bit with the harsh reality of that MJ doesn't remember who he is. And it's like, again, that just line, it's like, this girl loved you, but I don't because I don't know who you are. It's just like, oh, damn.
No, I think it's stupid to say it's brave. Because that should just be how it is. But I'm so used to these movies.
Well, yeah, it's just nice to have a superhero film that doesn't always have a happy ending to it.
And that's what I've always loved about the Spider-Man characters, because the whole point is meant to be he's meant to be the most relatable superhero ever because he's a kid, basically. And yet, you're still able to have a coming of age story for Spider-Man at this point because he's, obviously the mutation stuff is basically a metaphor for puberty, by all accounts, him with his organic weapon, which I love the fact that he's so disgusted by that. Much like with No Way Home, where he's like, oh, is that coming out of you? Ugh. Just immediately he's just like, absolutely not. And references Peter too, which I thought, that's a nice way to do that. I like that. But just the fact that, you know what, we did all the multiverse stuff, it was the most successful Spider-Man movie ever, let's not replicate it. And you're like, Sony?
Yeah,
you're making a right decision.
I'm ever so thankful for not doing that, because I was going to be in the opinion that they probably would have just got too big for their boots again, and would have just tried to make something far too bombastic for its own good, and then it just ends up being like a $300 million CG turd.
And in reality, what you've got is, again, one of the biggest surprises in the MCU for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And a welcome bloody surprise, I may say.
No, for sure. Absolutely. I'm just really glad to be talking about something that we both absolutely love.
Yeah, I know, as opposed to something we detest.
Well, even when we did, I know no one can listen to it, but even when we spoke about bloody Assassin's Creed, and it's like, I feel sad that you're not quite as positive as I thought even both of us were going to be with us, which happens, like we've done it a few times this year.
I'm somewhat livid because it would have been like a Halo Infinite situation all over again. One person really likes the game, the way they really just though I wouldn't say I hate Assassin's Creed Origins. For clarification, we kind of have opposite ends. Regan really likes the thing, I'm not so fussed on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where like obviously, we very rarely talk about things we absolutely despise on this, unless we've got something interesting to talk about. It just so happens that occasionally, if it's something that one of us haven't covered for a while, and it's been in the schedule for a while, and we haven't actually thought of a different thing to do, if we suddenly decide, because we both like to be very cryptic until we start bloody recording, which I love. I love doing that, I really do. I still maintain the Halo Infinite one, I think, was the funniest one, because you were just like, oh, I think this is the worst Halo ever, and I'm like, the script's gone, can't use it, never mind.
Never assume.
I'll be curious when we talk about the new Halo, which isn't really new, it's version 3, 4.
Well, it's a remake.
There's going to be some common ground, I think, covered on both the Black Flag remake and the Halo one. I think.
I think there will be, yes.
But that's a later thing. But yeah, that has been our thoughts on Spider-Man Brand New Day, what will assumedly be the only Marvel movie we're covering this year. Because...
Depending on that one that comes out in December.
I don't think we're...
I mean, fingers crossed it's good. Fingers crossed. But, given the track record...
I was about to say, because I mean, like, even I'm sort of like... And if we do, it'll be in January.
I'm not going in with...
I'd rather talk about Gremlins, to be honest. Which I'd never thought I'd say in my life. I'd rather talk about Gremlins than Avengers.
Too damn right.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. Hopefully it works. End of August, we will be talking about The Fly. Again, I've said it twice now, even though you only heard it the once. Yeah, we'll be talking about The Fly for its... Was it 40th? Yeah, 40th anniversary. Came out in August 1986, apparently.
Something like that.
I think. Pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's weird to talk about a horror movie that's not in October. We'll see you then, and until then, it is goodbye from Dan.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.